rust stained stuff will slide off with the scoop, and then it'll be just a brand new beautiful color. So that's 3 painters anyway. Like I said, not what we're looking for. And we actually used to sometimes, if somebody didn't feel like walking around in this stuff, we'd have somebody set up at a good vantage point where they could catch a lot of the sky on the reflection, and they would just sit there and watch. And when they saw a head, they would let the people in the water know. And it's a good way to catch snappers too, because you can just sit there and just wait and watch. And if there happens to be one in that area, eventually it'll be coming up. I am not sure. And again, I haven't been here for, maybe 2 years to this particular place. So, don't know who's around or what they're up to. For turtles, not people. Alright, we're going to do one more back this way. See what we can get here, guys. Now, for some of you guys who've been more a long time Papa Pepper followers or fans, you've seen me with turtles before, snappers, and Lord willing, you'll see me with them again. I was just hoping to find one out here somewhere. Even a little one, just to show you how it works. You can see here's my path from before, so I'm going to go to the side of it, check a new place. Now we find snakes and frogs, tadpoles, fish, snails, other things out in areas like this too. But my favorite's always been the turtle. And that's what keeps me coming places like this, checking things out. So if that was a different shape, it could be a snapper head, but it's not a different shape. Looks like snail shells floating there. We found some hefty ones out here, probably 40 pounds or better. Actually, on my drive out here, I saw one of the old timers in the area out in his yard, and he was one of the ones, he just had a dog kennel outside his house. He says, hey, you ever get a snapper you don't want? He says, just drop it off in there. He says, I'll take care of it, because he always liked eating the soup and stuff like that. So I'd do that, drop off some snappers for him, and then he'd save me the claws. So I'd do some different things with the claws. In fact, I've still got some claws down in a freezer in Arkansas. I'll have to do a post on that soon, show you guys some of the things I do with turtle claws. Because a good snapper can even have claws almost the size of my pinky there. And never met the alligator snappers yet. That would be cool one day. Well, we got about nothing, huh? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to pull out over here where I can get a better view. I'll see if I can see anything. See, now, is that something, or is that up from before? It's always important to fix your eyes on a section, and we've often done that too, where you see something, you keep your eyes exactly on that spot and you head out for it, and on the way you step on something else, and at that point you gotta make a choice. Do I deal with what I just stepped on under my feet, or do I keep going for what I saw? Normally for me, if what I saw seems to be some little thing out there where it looks like a little painted turtle head, I'll try to remember exactly where it is. I'm going to shift my attention to whatever I just stepped on. And sometimes too, we used to run where if you run across this stuff, it's best to pick your legs up real high and fling them as you run. That way you're having smaller impacts through the water and you can cover a greater distance a lot quicker. But at times you'd be running and all of a sudden you'd hit something, and you gotta suddenly remember, okay, how many steps back was that as you were going? We haven't been up in any of this yet either, so that's one thing. Even like I talked about with people bow hunting rough fish, the carp out here sometimes they'll just come out and they'll bow hunt them, and they're not using them for food, although you can, and they're not using them for fertilizer, although you can, and they're really just out for the sport of it. And I understand it looks so pointy, but it was just a snail shell. I understand, having fun doing something, but just to come out and kill animals for the sake of killing them, not really into that. But so they'd come out, they'd shoot some carp, and they'd let them lie. They'd leave them dead out here in the water, and that can turn an area nasty really quick. Except when you've got snapping turtles in the area, they'll come along and they'll feast on that. They'll eat whatever they find, dead animals, carrion, stuff like that. So they actually help keep it clean too, and I think because of their habitat and habits, snapping turtles get a certain smell to them. And there's a snapping turtle around sometime on land. Here, they're underwater, you can't tell much, but there's a snapping turtle on land. I can often smell that there's a snapper nearby, just kind of like a snake with its musk. I mean, I've been walking with my like a 4-year-old daughter, and she goes, "Dad, I smell a snake," which is pretty crazy, cool, interesting to think about, that a 4-year-old girl's like, "Dad, I smell a snake." And but anyway, because of their habitat, their scent can be a little different because of how they live, what they do. Well, guys, this is almost hitting 20 minutes here. On hot days, this was a cool spot. Big snappers would come way up in here, be up in the real shallows. You can see some of this stuff is not that deep. Sometimes you could just even see their shells still crowning the surface. So we'll walk this one out. Keep an eye, and you know what, you guys, look for heads out here, okay? Snail shell, snail shell, snail shell. Look for heads, see if you can see one before I do. Consider it a training. And of course, what is this skill? Do you need this skill? Well, hopefully not. If you're looking for some cool creatures to photograph, it can help. I can come in here, get something that's incredibly beautiful out of the water, maybe rinse it off a little bit, take it up on shore, take some beautiful, I don't know, there's a color challenge probably for orange, right? That's pretty cool. Or in a survival situation, turtles can be a food supply, a food source. They're difficult to get out in the rivers, out in the lakes sometimes. You see one on the log, and by the time you're a couple 100 feet away, they jump in, they swim away, and that's that. That's the end of the story. Come out somewhere like this, like you saw, I only saw 3 that I'm aware of. Every single time I saw one, I caught it. It's a pretty high success rate. These guys are little. I'll admit that, not much of a meal there, but whether it's all the way back to the Native American times here in this country, or the early settlers, or even now, turtles have been and I will continue to be a food source for some people, and if things ever get really bad, they may be a food source for us too, right? We'll see. We're running out here. There's things that kind of look like it, but I'm not seeing anything that looks like it actually is a turtle head. Well, due to my lack of success, this is apparently going to be a longer video. But hopefully you guys learned a few things. That's kind of part of it too. Even sometimes people ask me questions about, well, how do you find all these things? How do you do all these things? Not always successful. The baby eastern hognose snake we found yesterday, that was that was just one we stumbled upon. Sometimes animals like that just kind of come out of nowhere. You're walking along, all of a sudden you got one. Other times you go out actively searching for one and you can't find them anywhere. I've been meaning to do some stuff featuring water moccasin, but had a spot last year I could go and pretty much find them whenever I wanted. This year the waters are higher out there. I haven't been able to find one all year, so hopefully between now and winter, when I get back to Arkansas, hopefully I can find a water moccasin. I got some good post ideas for it. Oof, see, that's kind of deep. Ugh. You get those two words. Whoa, what was that? I missed it. Oh, no, I didn't. I felt something scooting on my foot. I thought it felt like a crayfish. So, there we go. Another cool little guy. Well, another food, some turtles and stuff out here I'll eat. But anyway, you don't always find what you're looking for. Sometimes you find other stuff. Sometimes you don't find anything. But the important part is just to have fun, right? So I'm walking out over here. I'll pan this for you guys as we go. If I see anything, I'll head out after it. And even snapping turtles, you know, this is one way to find snapping turtles. I've caught them on a line before. There's a fish up in here. And I've actually went scuba diving after, or not scuba diving, snorkeling after them before, which I wouldn't really recommend that. By the time I caught up with that guy, I was deep and struggled to make it back up to the surface because he had a snapping turtle held by the base of his tail and trying to swim back to the surface.